And we are on the air.
Greetings.
Hello, everybody. I am the Smiling DM, and this is our first maiden voyage of this new campaign that we're going to run called Something Wicked. This is an evil campaign. I have here 4 of my best dudes. We are going to have one more best dude in the game. He is not available tonight, so we have sort of poofed him out as one does. We will discuss that later. So this is, I'm going to paint the picture for you guys here. You are currently imprisoned in Skarbrand Prison, which is kind of the Arkham of the island of Thule. Our campaign takes place on an island nation where it is a kingdom built on the bones of the past. A few hundred years ago, humans and elves from the mainland came and conquered this island. They either killed or drove off all of the native residents, which were the dwarves, the giant kin, the goblin folk. They have basically squashed those civilizations, and those people have become second-class citizens. Now the humans and the elves rule with an iron fist, and Skarbrand is one of their most infamous prisons. It is reserved for the most nefarious of criminals, people that they want to make an example of. And so all of our players have currently been condemned to Skarbrand Prison. You guys have been beaten. You have been starved. You guys have been branded with the letter H for heretic, for your crimes against the Church of the Trinity and against the Kingdom of Thule. So we have here 4 dudes. Tough. I need your character token right there. On this map, if you would.
And you might have to re-green it.
Where do character tokens at?
It's in if you go to journal and you drag your character name onto the map and put him right there.
I have a friend in prison with me.
There you go.
We're gonna have to Photoshop those guns off.
That's okay. That's the closest representation of my character.
We're gonna give him Hulk hands. Like he's gonna be holding Hulk hands.
Go ahead, man. Make him hokey.
There you go.
There he is.
There he is. All right.
He is.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
You won't like it.
Yellow.
He's
Turn the whole area
can't you
around. No. Oh, Michael's colorblind.
see? Oh no.
See, I remember. I'm a good friend.
Oh no.
All right. So we have this prison block. This is the main hall of what used to be Skarbrand Castle. It has been converted into a prison for numerous decades and has housed some of the world's worst criminals. The walls are lined with excrement and blood from ages past, and you are its most current residents. So I would like, real quick, to allow you guys to account for yourselves. If we want to just go around, briefly introduce your character, what your character is, where they're from, and why the heck you are locked in a high-security prison.
I am Kiape, the Minotaur Barbarian. I am from the island nation of Crete, I believe. And I was locked up because of my belief in the goddess Shala, who is the goddess of Oblivion. And so they branded me a heretic and threw me in a cage.
Thank you, Kiape.
Don't eat me.
Anybody else?
I.
Oh.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Please continue.
I am your friendly neighborhood giant kin. I am a Firbolg from the forests. My name is Loraxus Thoreau. As far as you're concerned, that's the best name I could give you guys, because, I mean, we Firbolg don't really keep names. Other than that, I'm from the burning, or the burning trees forest, whatever you humanoids call it. As far as heresy or anything like that, I don't have any of those fun things going on. I just had a nice little clan destruction. Firbolgs are rather long-lived, and I have been around since before the humans and elves came and conquered, and I remember much more peaceful time before that. They have actually eradicated my clan. I am last of it, and I'm looking for ways to get back.
All right. Thank you, Loraxus. Tuff, you want to go?
Sure. My name's Tuff. I'm a rogue monk goblin who was religious at one point to Orc and or Morg, whichever you want to put first. And I decided, maybe rolling around not being my immune boss was a good idea. So I decided to break from the horde, and I started stealing from people and getting into little boxing rings as the buffest goblin anyone had ever seen. And I am probably imprisoned because I was caught in a highly a super prissy rich people ball, and my illusion spell ran out of time at the wrong time, and they arrested me on the spot and realized who I was. So here I am in prison.
They arrested you on principle.
They arrested me on principle of, it's that guy.
I forgot to mention that I'm basically in prison for a very similar reason, as far as I can tell. I mean, I'm not really sure why I got arrested, but yeah.
All right. And we have Raynen Smoake.
Hello, I am Raynen Smoake. Does everyone laugh when I say my name? Basically, my character is an assassin. He has always done any odd job for the right amount of coin, and he was caught trying to steal government equivalent of government secrets, and got thrown in jail, and now he's here. Typical Tuesday.
Yeah, just a thing.
Just whatever, man.
It's whatever.
It's whatever.
So each of you in
It's fucking
turn
what-
has been brought to Skarbrand Prison, and as the name entails, they have branded you. And so each of you on your arm someplace has the, on the forearm someplace, has the letter H burned into your flesh for heretic, marking
I'm
you.
sure this won't have any connotations to anything else in the story.
No, that and that's like I said it, but it might not be important. So each of you in turn was brought here and chained to the floor and walls of your cell. Some of these cells are a little bit more reinforced. You guys can see through the bars. You can see each other, but you notice that the bars of the cage here and the cage here are made of reinforced stone and iron, presumably to hold bigger and or tougher prisoners. Kiape, you actually have a second set of manacles chained to the wall, slipped around your horns, and they're kind of keeping your neck
Head in
straight
place.
and your back to the wall. And the people here are not nice. You've gotten to know a little bit of the comings and goings here. You've noticed that the warden himself comes into this prison block not infrequently to basically dose your large prisoner friend here on some kind of concoction that renders him docile. He hasn't said more than 2 words to any of you this whole time. He seems pretty gruff, but not outwardly hostile.
Are they the same 2 words?
Usually, but you can't tell what they are.
Okay.
Because he's usually like mumbling and stoned out of his gourd by whatever it is they're dosing him on. The prison guards come in and check on you every couple hours. The fairly regular watches, and the changing of the guards happens fairly regularly. You guys have figured probably every couple of hours. And then at dawn and dusk, you are fed through the bars of your cell. They fling boiled potatoes at you. A few older commoners come in with just buckets of these boiled potatoes, and they just hurl them at you. And whatever
Boiled or boiling?
Boiled, freshly boiled. So they burn your hands. You've got a few calluses on your hands from trying to catch hot potatoes. And then they.
This isn't the life.
and then they leave. So you have seen a couple of faces that aren't prison guards, and you also have been introduced to one of the more unsavory elements of Skarbrand Prison, as if all of that weren't bad enough. But there is one Captain Blakely, who seems to have made it his life mission to make life even more miserable for you. He's ordered windows in the upper cell block shut, bricked shut, so now there is no natural light that comes in. The only light you have is from a few flickering torches against the wall, and the lanterns that the prison guards use when they come in. And besides that, all attempts to conceal anything on your person when you were arrested have failed miserably. You are unarmored, you are unarmed, and each of you is pretty shaken and beat up. You know that these prison guards carry themselves more like professional mercenaries, more like veterans than veterans of wars than actual run-of-the-mill prison guards. But each of you knows that escape is important. Escape is imminent. You need to escape, because yesterday Blakely came in and read an official decree, and it held each of your names and each of your crimes, and stated that nobles would be traveling here to observe the execution of 5 prisoners. The first prisoner that they mentioned was Kiape, arrested for blasphemy against the Church of the Trinity. Kiape of Crete, you are to be burnt at the stake. That is your method of execution. Tough, arrested for murder and mutilation and the eating of 50 nobles' faces.
What? No.
At a palace outside Burningwood.
No.
You are to be beheaded and your face turned into a mask for said nobles.
That's not gonna happen.
Raynen Smoake for high treason and heresy against kingdom and church. You are to be burned at the stake.
Oh, good.
And Loraxus for desecration of the burning wood and ties to dark powers. You are to be beheaded as well.
That hardly seems fair.
And Grumblejack the Ogre for the crime of infanticide and mass murder and cannibalism. You are to be beheaded. And with that, Blakely turns on his heels and he left. And that was yesterday. So today is the day. Either break out or find yourselves all in a much worse condition than you are now.
Well, those choices are just clearly, just like, wow,
Seems oddly stacked against us.
So,
shit, man, I don't.
Seems very fair. You're chained in a prison, no clothes, no nothing. Fight. Okay.
I like it. I like it. We're getting ballsy. It's okay.
So what kind of door?
People are moving.
Not us. Those are guards. They just marched out.
So the guards have concluded their patrol for today. And you may speak freely among yourselves.
What is the character in the larger prisoner space saying?
He is kind of hearing this news, he kind of just fell down and turned over, and seems like he's ready to die. He looks like he's given up.
He's okay with it.
He's huge, by the way. He's about 10 feet tall and broad. He is definitely an ogre, although looking at him, he seems a little off from ogres that you've seen in picture books or heard about in stories. You've never heard of ogres with tails or ogres that grow mossy green hair. But besides that, he looks like your average ferocious ogre.
So, my cell has bars. It's just reinforced bars?
Yes.
Okay.
And I have a friend with. I have Raynen Smoake.
Aye.
True.
What do the doors look like on my cell?
So all of the doors are made of reinforced iron bars. They all have similar locking mechanisms, and watching the guards come and go and watching Blakely come and go, you've only ever noticed one key. And so you are fairly certain that they all bear similar locks, and that there is one key to unlock all the locks.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about you guys. Well, can I... Well, I've probably tried to break free of my chains before. Can I try to break free of my chains?
Give me an athletics roll.
What's that beast? What stat is that?
Strength.
Strength. So...
Plus
Hey, what health are we
proficiency
at, by the way?
proficiency.
I don't know if you already talked about that or not.
Say what?
Health.
Oh, keep your health. You'll need it.
Good.
You changed
what
your
we-
mind. Okay.
I've
22.
Changed the terms of our arrangement. Pray I do not change them again. All right, Kiape,
Yeah,
every
19.
time the guards leave for the past few days, you have been trying to flex and get loose your chains somehow. You found that it's not possible to come much further away from the wall than about a foot. But you just hearing that this is the day, knowing that today is the day, it's do or die, you manage to grab a hold of your horns and just wrench yourself forward, and you have no more horns. Your horns are no longer restrained by the manacles. They're kind of hanging down, and they're still looped over. You can't reach up to grab them off your horns, but you are down to one set of manacles, and you have sort of use of your hands again.
Okay.
It's a little
Can
bit
I see if there's anything on the ground that I can use to pick my chains? Put the lock on my chains?
Give me an investigation roll.
14.
So, looking around, they never gave you any utensils to eat the potatoes, and the potatoes themselves don't leave anything behind once they're done. About the only thing you think you could do is try to catch one of the rats that scurries around on the floor, but jamming that into the lock would be impossible. Your chains are leg manacles and wrist manacles looped through a ring on the floor where you're standing. So you can't go too far away from that. You notice that there's a torch that is not lit in the dungeon.
Okay.
And that seems the only out of place thing, but you do notice it because you're used to planning heists and planning things and looking for details like that. Roll insight.
Real quick, as an aside, can I make friends with one of these rats real quick?
Yes, you could try.
Wow.
I would
no.
Animal handling.
So you know that the torch that you've seen is out of place and it's in your cell. You're not sure why the torch has gone out, but you think that that's weird, and it bears further investigation. But you can't walk to it. It's against this wall right here.
Okay. I can't get to it, but can over here get to it?
It is right next to you, not next to me.
Oh, so we're both in chains.
Yes, you guys are both in
'Cause
similar
we're in
chains.
prison.
The only person with only one set of manacles on is Tough,
Me.
because only one set would fit on him. They didn't have small manacles. They don't have halflings or
Because
gnomes
he's
or anything.
small.
They're not used to dealing with goblin folk, so they have one set of wrist manacles around his huge goblin biceps, and they're kind of like that.
I rolled a 13 for animal handling when trying to befriend a rat.
All
I did
right,
speak softly to it.
you
First,
can. You
right
also
to it.
you have beast speech, correct?
I do. I can speak with it.
Okay, so you've been trying to befriend the rats in here and get more information out of them. They
Yes.
seem especially excited today, and you gather that that's because they're going to get whatever's left of you when the executions are done. And so they seem very happy that you guys won't be alive anymore because you won't scare them off when they try to eat you at night.
Oh.
But you do manage to get a few spies within this rat's nest, and they inform you that the key to your cells is just outside the door, and that there's only one key that unlocks each of these cells.
It is right outside my door.
And it's outside the main door of this cell block.
Okay.
Yes, Raynen. Just about a minute.
Okay.
So
I would like to try flexing through my entrapment.
All right, roll an athletics roll.
All right, D20. How?
can I run
But
Pete?
I have heard him.
Purple dirt.
Whoa!
Wow.
Not 10, 20.
That's
What
a
the-
20.
All right.
I don't. Did I?
Wait, did you roll separate for each bicep?
I don't know. I don't know. I only pressed it once.
I'll give it to you. So
I don't know how this works. Hold on. If I click on a dice, does that just roll it out? Okay, that's what happened.
there you go.
Okay.
Okay.
So I clicked. So what happened is the 14 was from me just clicking on the D20, and then the 20 is from me using the advanced roll option to roll because there's a big blue button here that says roll.
Roll it. So you have these wrist manacles around your biceps, and of course your biceps are too meaty and strong to be contained by mere iron. And so you manage to pop the pins out of one of the manacles. You have it, and it's busted open. It still looks like it's closed, but the pin is useless now. It won't ever close again. They'll need to reforge it and fix it up. And you have one of your arms free, and you can easily take the pin out of the other one.
Dope. I do so.
Okay, so you are now...
But I hold on to the pin. I keep it in my hand or something.
Okay,
I'm back.
so it's little stubby. It's only about that wide. It's not long enough to be useful as a lockpick, but you are now free to walk about in your cell. The cell itself, you notice that the bars have been reinforced with what looks like chicken wire. so that you cannot simply get through. And it's just layer after layer of this chicken wire.
Oh, so you're calling it chicken wire because I'm small. I see what you're doing here. I see what you're doing.
You take offense at it possibly because none of the other cells have chicken wire, so why does yours?
More bicep power here.
I attempt to put my hand through the fence of chicken wire without getting pricked or stabbed.
So you can get your hand out about to the wrist.
Okay.
And so
Forearms are too beefy.
you know that because once your arm gets about here, it starts to get too beefy. But you can definitely reach out and touch the front of the door.
I'm guessing it's locked with a lock.
It is locked with a lock. Yes.
Is it one of those? Is it one of those padlock things, or is it like a lock built into the door?
It is like a padlock thing.
I will ponder
Does
this for a
anyone
second.
have- Does anyone have detect magic?
I do. Actually.
Can you possibly detect magic for me?
I will do some detecting of the magic in, if you would like. Have we spoken yet? You're the kobold in my prison cell, correct?
He's a human.
I have a what?
Oh,
I'm a
he's
human.
in my prison cell with me.
I'm a human.
Hi, human.
Human.
Hi, strange-looking human.
He's kind of the ex-imperial of the group.
My rat friends tell me that there's a key outside the door.
Where exactly?
Outside the door, they're rats. They're not very good at communicating.
They're not rocket
Well, maybe you
scientists.
should work on that. They should work on that.
I'm training them slowly. But,
Training him for the war.
training?
I am training him for war.
Okay, detect magic. I can roll that with using my wisdom modifier, my proficiency bonus. So let's go ahead and roll detect magic. Oh, 1d.
For detect magic, you don't have to roll anything. It just you. Can
Oh, it just
detect
happens.
It just
magic.
happens.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah. It
Okay.
basically gives you the ability to look into
Okay.
the other plane and see the
weave.
magic around.
I will cast detect magic.
All right. So you can see that the other cells, there's not very much interesting activity happening on this other plane, but that in your particular cell, every so often along the bars, there are these wards. And this is old magic. You've seen this before, being a druid and a giantkin. These are runes engraved on the bars to prevent spell casting that would take you through said bars.
So like teleportation wards.
Yes.
Yes.
So basically, teleportation magic isn't going to work, and trying to unlock the door with magic isn't going to work.
Also, I have
Still
a
no
I have a
magic.
question.
You have a what question?
I have a role playing question.
Okay.
Is it all right if I just say what I say that my character says something because I don't feel like doing a voice?
Absolutely. You do not have to do a
Okay.
voice. I haven't
Come
done a
on.
voice this whole
I
time.
forgot to ask.
That's
and
totally
I have to do a voice.
Yeah, I
You must
know.
do the voice.
Mostly because I don't know what a cow person would sound like.
They probably sound like.
So knowing this, you would look around this cell block now and notice that you are in the anti-magic cell, essentially.
You are the anti-magic cell.
Well, strange human, locked in a magic cell.
Is this something that Mason can also see? Raynen can also see?
He would.
Like, does he make it visible, or does he see it for himself?
He sees it in his own eyes. It's like wearing sunglasses. He can describe
Okay.
what it looks like, but Raynen, you would be familiar with this type of ward because it's probably the bane of your existence when you.
It's almost like it was put there on purpose.
So there's no magic that.
What are you doing? Get back here.
As you can clearly see, I have left my cell and I'm going to talk to him.
All right. So, as you are doing these things, the door to the cell block opens, and in walks.
When it opens, I would like to rechain myself.
All right. So in walks this dude. This is
this large man.
This is Blakely. He's the captain of the guards in the prison, and he's a mean dude. He throws the door open, and with a retinue of guards behind him, walks directly over to your cell.
I'm gonna hold my head up like I'm still manacled.
Okay.
Wait, who's it? Myself?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Kiape and Tough, give me either a performance or a sleight of hand roll.
Are they the same stat, or are they both dex?
One's charisma, one's dex.
I don't know what my stats are. Here,
I will do the sleight of hand one.
Okay.
My charisma is 12 and my dex is 17. Sleight of hand it is!
Go ahead. Roll.
So,
Nice. I get a 23.
Nice.
plus 17 is 3? Right?
Yeah.
Jesus,
Oh.
God, this buck goblin
Come on.
over here is
I
doing
have
some
a,
work.
Okay.
I am the trash.
Whoa. Slash roll d20 plus 2. All right.
We literally can't see what you roll.
Good.
I can.
So
We saw
the
that.
door opens and the guards look around and they're taking stock of things. Tough, you grab the manacle and you slip it back on and you kind of lean against the wall so that they can't tell it's broken.
Sure.
They kind of look to make sure that you're still huddled in your little corner, but they kind of do some more looking around. Kiape, they turn toward you, Kiape, and they see that the manacles are not hooked into the wall anymore. And Blakely looks at you and he says, we got a fighter in here after all. Looks like we're going to need Warden Richter to come in with another dose of his special medicine, eh? And he says this directly to you.
No,
No, that's okay.
No.
Can your normal voice be your character's voice? Because I like that idea.
That's totally fine. So he says, we'll get the warden on that. Send word to him. And he sends this guard out of the prison cell block.
As that guard is walking away, I would like to use message.
On him?
Yeah, on him.
Okay.
You're gonna try and bribe him?
No.
He's gonna intimidate him.
Hold on.
Are you just gonna go, no, don't.
I need to make sure that I'm using this right.
Can I try and convince somebody that I need my manacles back on my head?
Yeah. You want to do a
Okay.
deception roll?
Sure. Is that charisma though?
That's charisma.
Yeah, okay, as he's walking out, I'm gonna use message. I'm gonna use nice. I'm
So-
gonna use message on him, and the message is gonna be, you don't need to get a doctor. You need to get a fucking raise. Your boss right now.
So he just hears lots of microphone flare in his ears.
Good.
Can
That's
you
basically
type
what
that
happened.
for me so that I know what you said?
Yeah, just because it's message anyway.
Oh, okay.
Kiape, you managed to convince the guard that the manacles were simply just too weak for your awesome horns, and that you'd be happy to have them put back into the wall. And he comes over, and you see that he's about to unlock your cell when Blakely shouts at him. And he says, "No, you, get over here. We need this one." And he calls the guard over to him.
Which one?
And he says, "You there." And he points at you, Raynen.
What? Oh, hello.
He says, "You there. That's the
Help.
scum. Get him unshackled. If any of you makes trouble, you'll learn a thrashing. Today's your lucky day, scum." And he points right at you, Raynen. He says, He says, "You've got a visitor. Though how you manage such a fine wife is beyond me. Seems she wants to say goodbye. Step lively. We don't want to keep her waiting."
All right. I play cool.
All right. By playing cool, these dudes come in. You see Blakely grab another set of manacles and put them over your wrists before you go anywhere. And you can see that they're obviously etched with the same runes that Loraxus pointed out. Loraxus, you are still detecting magic, so you can see that these things are totally conjured up with abjuration magic so that he won't be able to cast spells while they're on. And Raynen, you would come to the same conclusion. But they undo your chains and begin to lead you.
My chains are broken.
They begin to lead you out of the cell block.
Okay, I follow. I'm moving. Ah.
Bloop. Bloop. I'm just going to teleport people around. I don't know what that actually looks like.
It looks like teleporting.
Does it look like teleporting?
Well, they slide across my screen.
I put my message to the first guard in chat.
I would have made a comment about keeping me close. Are you, Blakely?
He would have said, "Shove it, scum. If I wanted you close, I would just lock myself in here with the rest of you dolts."
I fake a kiss to him.
And he, you're restrained, technically.
Does he get a negative modifier to his kissing?
Roll a intimidation check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So a 12. Yeah, that's a thing.
That's a thing. Uh-oh.
A 2D buff. What the fuck?
Slash roll.
Oh.
I was just seeing if he crit. He didn't crit. But you do take 1 damage. He thunks you in the back of the head on your way through the door.
Didn't I get to roll an Am I rolling intimidation? Or
No, I told you to do that, not the DM.
I'm rolling it anyway. 17.
He is not intimidated.
Well,
So as that tough, the guard that you message into his ear looks. He just kind of looks at you, and he gives you the slightest little smirk, and then kind of shakes his head.
Good.
And then he turns.
Maybe.
The seeds have been sowed.
I told him he needed a promotion. Of course the seeds have been sown.
Kiape,
You didn't even need that.
Kiape, you're raging while they're gone to break the handicles?
Yeah.
Redundant question.
give it a time.
Did they remember to close my door?
An athletics check.
Well, wait. Because raging gives me advantage, but do I have to be in combat for it?
Because it ends if you're not in combat.
Yeah, it says on your turn you can enter rage as a bonus action. So I'll just strength check my handicles.
Okay.
Can you enter combat against your handicles?
Oh, hang on. I'm doing freehand. I'm gonna do this. So, Raynen, you are led out of the cell block into what looks like the guards' waiting room and ready room. There's a couple of chairs in here, but there is also a... Ooh.
That's 13. I only did 13.
There's a staircase going down that you notice. And another door, which you are led through. I'm still getting used to all the drawing tools on Roll20. I like them, but I'm not used to them yet. So there is a door right here, which you are led through. And led into a small... brown thingy.
Small brown thing.
Very small room.
A very small brown thingy.
There you go. So you are led into a small interrogation room.
Good.
Interrogation? What is this?
I'm getting interrogated?
Oh my god.
And standing by a window right here. That's a window, obviously.
That's the window.
There is a woman standing back against the wall facing you. She looks like this.
That's my hot wife if I ever seen her.
I mean, obviously, right?
Quite.
Oh. There we go.
Hank's,
All right.
Oh, she inside?
Hank's search on
She
Google
inside.
was hot medieval chick.
That's right. You have no idea how long it takes to do Google image searches. All right. So she sees you come in the door, and Blakely kind of leans against the wall with his arms crossed, and he's looking at you. And she says, "Oh, my love," and she runs towards you, and she throws her arms around you and gives you a kiss on your cheek. The kiss feels icy cold. And so either something's there or she's been waiting here for a while. She says, "I'm so happy you're alive. Could you please give us a moment? Roll perception."
Perception. Roll these.
Kiape, you are trying your darndest to break the handicles,
Yes.
and it is just not working for you. You can see that you're going to need some sort of help to get the pins out of the handicles so that you can be free of this wall. You look over, and the prison guard that's standing here has just entered, and he didn't notice you trying to strengthen the handicles, but he, you see him, and he kind of, you can tell he's a little bit intimidated by you. All right, so she says to Blakely, "Could you please give us a moment, good sir?" And he just kind of smiles at her, which is uncharacteristic for him. You've never seen him smile before. You didn't know he knew how. And he nods and walks out the door.
Okay, I rolled a 7, obviously.
Yes, which is why you didn't notice what actually happened. So she takes you toward the end of this room, and she says,
I begin to take my pants off.
She says, "Greetings, Raynen Smoake. I have heard several things about you. Not all of them
Don't say
good.
his last name.
It's interesting to meet you in person. You're a little shorter than I thought you'd be."
Aren't you a little
Hey, what?
stormtrooper?
She says, "My name is Teodora, and we possess a mutual friend who would like very much to meet you and your fellow inmates. Unfortunately, he is unwilling to meet you in such sparse accommodations such as this. You will have to go to him. That means that you must obviously break out of this accursed place."
You don't think I've been trying to do that for the past 15 years?
She says, don't be so dour. Just because it's never happened before doesn't mean you can't be the first. And she winks at you. She says, if you and your fellow inmates in the cell block do manage to escape Skarbrand Prison, cross the moors, find the Old Moor Road, and follow it. You'll find a manor house with a lantern in the window, and that is where you will meet her employer and your mutual friend. And she says, that is all I am bidden to say, but I want you to take this. And she's wearing like a veil, a kind of a scarf thing around her head, and she takes it off, and it's beautiful. It's made of gossamer and lace, and she hands it to you as Blakely walks in the door. And he says, "Oh, what's that?" And she says, "Oh, just a token for him to remember me by." Roll perception again.
Let's see.
Don't roll shit this time.
Yeah, don't fuck it up, man.
We're gonna go twice in a row.
So, for some reason, he really takes to everything she says. You can't tell exactly why, but he just says, a token for him to remember you by. Yes, yes. And he sort of stands back against the wall and allows you to return to your whispered conversation.
That's uncharacteristically non-dickish of him.
That's just what I was going to say.
So
Fuck
is there...
this game.
is
I
there-
like rolling real dice.
Is there anything else that you would like to say to her?
Is he still in the room? Yeah.
He is, but he's not paying attention. He's just kind of whistling, and he's like...
Did you ever pull your pants back up?
No, I did not.
Oh no.
I will do that. Because obviously I completely misread the room. My bad.
Oh, is that not what we're doing here? Okay.
Is that not what's happening here? I'm sorry.
Failed perception.
I thought I had a better reputation than that. Anyways, I would ask her, is he paying attention? I looked at him, I looked back at her.
And she says, hardly. He'll be this way for a little while.
Who to him?
She says, I don't know what you mean. He just seems like a rather nice gentleman to me.
I laugh in her face. Ha! Obviously, you haven't been locked in prison anytime.
She says, no, that is true. She
Okay.
says that she leaves that to the professionals and winks at you.
I blush.
She calls you a professional.
Was I supposed to be rolling my athletics check with advantage?
No.
Then why does it roll with advantage when I click it?
How did you do that? Ask me.
What else should I ask this chick?
Like this.
For those of you who are in the cell block,
All the perception checks.
the guard that was sent out of the cell block returns with
Boy.
a dude.
Ah, I see.
I'm gonna make a ruckus.
This is the dude
Oh, wait,
that he returns
wait,
with.
never mind.
Lighting his own way. He doesn't have a lantern. He just holds a fireball. You recognize this as the prison warden. This is
Fuck.
the college mage Richter. He talks loudly sometimes about his days when he was still at the College of Magic and in school, in training, and those were the days. He seems to not enjoy his job here very much, and he takes it out on the lot of you. So you see him walk over to the large cell, and he kind of doesn't even pay attention to you guys. Loraxus, you're still detecting magic, and so you get just huge wafts of magical aura around this guy in all the flavors of the rainbow. And you can tell he's a very magical dude. He kind of waves his hand, and the door here flings open, and he goes in and checks on the ogre, who is laid down. And he says, "Oh, how's my favorite patient today?" And he takes a vial of something out of his pocket and he just grabs the ogre's face in his hand and opens the jaw, and the ogre doesn't even fight at this point, and just pours the whatever it is down his throat. And he says, "Don't worry, it won't kill you. We need you alive so that we can kill you in front of a live studio audience tomorrow." And he and the prison guard exit the cell, and he waves his hand, and it slams itself shut.
I ask what a live studio audience is.
He tells you that he asks you. He says, "Do you remember a certain party that you went to at the manor house outside Burning Wood?"
No idea what you're saying, man.
He says those people that you ate faces off of had several friends and many family members that would love to see you beheaded, and the rest of these burned at the stake.
That's gonna be a shame for them, isn't it?
And he says, "I'm sure I don't know what you mean."
I'm sure you do.
And he waves his hand, and the cell door of Kiape's cell opens. And the guard is standing here, sort of watching. And he approaches you, Kiape. He keeps a little bit of distance. But he says, "Now I've heard that you've been causing quite a ruckus and need those chains repaired."
Nah, they're fine, see? And I jingle them.
He says, "Yes, even so, I would feel much more comfortable if you felt a little bit more comfortable." And he reaches into his robe and he grabs out another little vial. And you can see it's got, he's got the firebolt up still. And so it glinting in the fire, it's got kind of a purplish hue to it. It looks like some sort of juice. And he says, "Here you are. Open up now."
Can I do some sort of check to see if I know what it actually is?
Yes, you can do a medicine check or a nature check.
Oh, Jesus.
Can I try a medicine check too, since I'm
Yes.
observing all this?
Yeah, you all can. Tough, you can
You said
also.
medicine or nature?
Medicine or nature.
Okay.
Raynen, what is the performance check for?
Oh, shit.
I was just trying to figure out how this worked.
Oh, shit.
I figured it out.
Well,
Okay.
I hit the button and it rolled twice, but one of them is a 20.
Nice.
Do you want to keep it?
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Every time you guys roll, it will roll with advantage. So what I'm going to do is, if it's advantage, I'll give you the advantage. If it's disadvantage, I'll do the disadvantage. But if it's just a regular roll, I'll take whatever you roll first. But in this case, I'd like for somebody to know what's going on here. So, Loraxus and Kiape, you guys know that this is some sort of poison. It's most likely derived from some sort of plant matter, probably juice, from some sort of poisonous berry. And judging by the effect that one vial has, it's enough to keep a 10-foot tall ogre sedate for a while. So you know that is what that is. And Kiape, he asks if you would feel more comfortable with this. Or if he should fix the chains for you.
No, I'll take the drug.
Okay.
I have a quick question.
You get one whole drug.
And I will... Well, is he handing it to me?
He's about to pour it down your throat.
So is he, like, on me now?
He's right in front of you.
Is he in the blue, Hank?
He's in the blue.
He's in the blue! I would like to try to attack him.
Okay.
Just to be certain, those magical words prevent all.
Are you attacking with your horns?
What?
Are you attacking with your horns?
No. What does Zach say?
I was just making sure that the runes on the walls block all magical tomfoolery.
Yes.
Or just teleport?
From it's magic from within the cell.
Okay, I'm gonna. Well, I'm leaning in to drink this stuff, so I'm gonna try and warn him.
Okay.
I was gonna try and teleport the poison in his mouth.
And cut back to Raynen real quick.
I'm gonna pee.
So Raynen, you ask her what her name is?
Yeah.
She says, "Oh, well, my name is Theodora. Don't you recognize me, my love?" And she kind of ha ha and looks over at Blakely in the corner there.
Isn't he not paying attention? Why are you putting up this act?
He says, sometimes appearances are very important, although appearances aren't everything.
He says or she? No, she says.
She says that.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Sally's-
You're both in on it?
Sally sells seashells down by the seashore.
Sure. La 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 la. And I would say, I would like to investigate the cloth.
Okay. Roll Arcana with advantage.
Hey, look at my shit rolls.
Hey, that's pretty good.
So you know enough about enchanted items to know that this, the patterns in this lace aren't accidental, and they look like images of things. And you have seen something like this before. You stole one for a college mage, probably back when you were in school, and it's not a difficult enchantment, and it's not difficult to spot. This scarf veil thing that she's handed you is essentially a robe of useful things.
It's a robe of useful things.
Yes, but it looks like it's just a patch on it. A robe would have many images on it, many patches on it, and each patch you tear off and it becomes an item. And so
Well, would you look at that?
each of the images on here, you can guess through your knowledge of the arcane that each thing on this you would be able to tear off and have it become a real object after what it looks like. But it doesn't have too many things. It's small.
Okay, what is on the cloth?
So there are several interwoven designs in this lace, but they look like 2 daggers crossed, a lantern, a coil of rope, a bag with some leaves and feathers and things sticking up out of it, something that looks very much like a set of lockpicks, something that looks like a window, a bottle of some kind with a stopper in it, just a little bottle about yay big, a pile of coins, and this symbol is sewn into the very center of it. Whoa. Hold on. This symbol is sewn into the very center of the cloth. Did it put it on here?
That symbol. Okay. Do I recognize this symbol?
Roll religion with advantage. You
20.
do.
Hey.
You
Hey, I
recognize
like that.
this. So you were born and raised in the Kingdom of Thule, and there are a few dark secrets that you've learned over your time. And this is the symbol of the Hells, the 9 circles of hell. This is the Trinity Church's depiction of what the infernal realm must look like, where each of the realms of hell overlaps with another, and in the center is the nexus of hell, where all the different hells converge and meet and turn into a hellish wasteland. At least that's what you've been taught to believe. And this, in the center of the veil, is the only thing that isn't white. It's silver. Silver thread. Embroidered.
In the middle?
In the very middle, with all of the other items around it.
Okay.
And so that veil is something that you have now. You can put that in your inventory. And Blackerly says, I don't mean to disturb you, miss, but we should be getting him back to his cell. And she says, no, I can't bear to leave him. And she gives you another kiss on your cheek. And again, it feels icy cold. And she says, meet us at the manor house on the Old Moor Road. Or, she says, remember, the key to any good operation is to keep calm. Don't lose your head. And then she makes for the door. And she kind of puts her hand on Blakely's face, and she says, oh, thank you so much for letting me say goodbye. You are such a good friend. And you see her hand kind of glow with this icy blue energy, and his eyes kind of flash with it as well. And he says, such a good friend. And then she leaves.
Well, that was strange.
How strange.
I assume I get escorted out.
And he says, all right, scum, back to your cell.
Stop right there, criminal scum. You violated the law.
You violated the law. All right. What did you get, Kiape?
For what? You never had me roll.
I'm sorry, were you going to try to gore him?
The goring.
Wait, what am I rolling?
The goring.
Attack.
So, it's a 1d20 to hit?
It's a 1d20, but if you roll... Did you put the horns on your attack stuff?
Yeah.
Roll that, and I'll see what happens.
Because I can kind of inference that he's gonna do some messed up stuff to this dude, I'm gonna get the attention of the guard outside of his cell by throwing out one of these
fists.
Catch
these hands, boy.
Catch these hands.
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna speak up and I'm saying, hey guard, I've got a loose pin over here. I wanted to be nice to you and make sure that you knew it was out, so that you didn't think I was trying to escape. You can come put it back in, and I won't hurt you, promise. I'm still shackled to the other one, so there's like no way for me to try and do that, you know. I get you're a reasonable one, eh? Come on, lad. Come on. Can I roll a persuasion?
Roll persuasion.
Or whatever, yeah, sure.
I'm going to roll his insight because it's going off, especially at the words, won't hurt you, promise.
Red flags, massive red flags.
This is going to go great. Hold on, what's my... Oh, good. I got a 5.
He looks at you and he looks kind of like nervous and he goes, shut up. And turns around.
Come on, lad. You don't want to be the one who gets in trouble for not locking the pin. Come on, lad.
He says, nope. If I go in there, you'll eat my face. I know what's going on.
I swear, I wasn't even thinking about eating anything. Come on, lad.
And he looks at you and he goes, are you serious? You ate 50 faces. I'm not coming in there.
They agitated me with, you know, they weren't a reasonable, honourable guard. They were rich people who had more money than you've ever seen. They weren't gonna give it to anybody you knew. Do rich faces taste better?
Sam, is this without the +5 or with the +5?
That was with the +5, I think.
Okay.
It says +5 horns.
All right. So you as soon as his hand comes up to try to pour the poison down your throat, so you're kind of like faking it, ready to take the poison, and you're like, no, and you just go down in for it. But you have been chained to a wall for too long, and you're a little bit lethargic. The fireball in his hand goes and covers his body in flame for a moment. You feel your horns connect with just this solid shell of flame around his body. And when the flames die down, he is just out of your reach again. And he says, well, that was uncalled for. I suppose I will have to just mend these and leave you to yourself until you're feeling a bit more reasonable. And he waves his hand, and you feel the manacles kind of tug your horns back, and roll an athletics roll.
So just one d20.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20.
Nice. So
that's 20.
You can feel the manacles that are looped over your horns dragging your head back, and you're with all your strength you're trying not to let it pull you back. And finally you hear the screw connect with the stone wall, and you hear it kind of grate a little bit, and he's turning the screw, and then he seems very satisfied with this, and he turns and he leaves your cell. But testing it a little bit as he's going away, you're kind of testing it a little bit, you can tell that the screw is only just inside the stone, and it won't be difficult to break these things off the wall again.
When I connected with him, could I go into rage so that I get advantage on strength rolls?
Yes, if you wanted to.
Although I wouldn't still be in... Never mind.
Okay.
Anyways,
so
you gotta think about it beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
is Blakely still in here?
So
Zach muted himself.
Richter turns to Blakely and he says, "Blakely, I see what you mean. These prisoners are a little scummish. We shall leave them to their own devices until dinner time." And Blakely kind of laughs and spits at your feet, Kiape, and then he leaves.
The guard outside my cell, before he leaves, I pop open one of the wrist things with my butt and I go, I guess you just have to fix it, item.
And he looks at you and he's and he kind of walks briskly out of the cell. You have obviously shaken this poor young man.
He's shook.
He appears shooketh. All right. The guards have left out through the main door.
Strength check.
You can tell they're going to be a little bit on alert at this point, but that they're not going to hear anything above a whisper. Or they're not going to hear anything whisper or lower.
I get out of my chains again and I start looking around my cell for anything longer than like 5 centimeters that I can use as a lockpick or something.
Roll investigation.
All right.
Turn to the man in the cage with
I
me.
will roll a d20 and then I will look at my character sheet. Wow, that was a good roll already. Investigation, yes.
Yes.
All right, that is a +3.
So most of the torches on the walls are like fat wooden torches, something like that. But you notice that one of the torches in the cell furthest from you, right about here, it's high up on the wall in this cell, is thin metal, and it's not lit. It's out.
It's not lit, fam. I will take it out of its emplacement.
Well, it is here.
It's in my cell. Get out of here.
Besides that, looking around in the glint of the firelight, you see that this human Raynen Smoake is holding something that also appears shiny and metallic, but you can't tell quite what it is.
I start sniffing in the air and looking at them.
Definitely
Who you
smells
looking
like
at?
a lady. A rich lady.
Who are you looking at?
Oi, what you got me?
I
None
believe
of
that
your
was...
business.
Oi, you think you can use it to, like, pick the lock, let us all free? Come on, man.
Come
I
on.
turn to Loraxus and I say, "Are you any good with lockpicks?"
No.
Well, this is gonna be a long fucking day then, boys. And I'll rip off the cloth.
Okay.
I might be able to help you get a boost though.
You get me out of here, and I'll pick it.
What do you want to rip off of the cloth?
The lockpick. The
'Kay.
lockpick looking things that you said.
So there's a set of what they look like lockpicks, and as you tear, they become real 3-dimensional lockpicks in your hand, and that is no longer on the cloth.
Like a 3D.
It was
Okay,
magic.
so I will attempt to undo my feet. Are my hands in front of me or behind me?
In front of you.
Hey,
Okay,
I
I'm
mumble
gonna
under my breath and
attempt to
start
undo
playing
my
with the flame in
feet.
my hands.
What are you doing, Loraxus?
Said I mumble under my breath and start playing with the flame that is sprung from my hands.
Nice.
You have flame in your hands?
He does. He has flame in his hands.
I would say, you, shoot the, I would point to the corner and I'd say, shoot the thing in the corner here, the torch.
The Tingo Scra.
Why?
Something's off about it and I want to know what's going on.
You just want it lit?
Yes. Lit, make it lit, fam. In the words of Tough, make it lit, fam.
Make it lit, fam. I'm special.
Druid cast. It burst into flame.
Alright. So do you want to lob the flame that you've produced over there?
Sure.
Alright. So it seems that these wards have no effect on magic that remains inside the cell. You have lit this torch, and everybody can see that the torch is lit, and that draws the attention of the ogre. He kind of shifts and he looks over, and the torch kind of sputters, and then goes out again.
Okay.
And he seems intrigued by this, and he sits up, and he says, "Do that again."
I turn to Loraxus and say, you heard the man.
Alright. Druidcraft. I light the torch.
And he stands up when you do it, and he's looking, and the torch again sputters and goes out. And he says, "Wait, do that one more time." And his chains are long, and he's able to walk over toward the wall.
While this is happening, can I undo my feet?
Roll me Thieves' Tools roll, which is just a d20 plus your dex if you don't have Thieves' Tools mastered.
Okay.
I go ahead and light that torch one last time.
All right. As you are doing so, he's reaching up to around where the torch is, because he's very tall and he's got these long arms. And you light the torch, and he says, "There's wind. I can feel it. It's putting the torch out." And he starts feeling the wall, and he's sort of pressing on it, and he says, "Right here. There's wind coming through this wall."
Well, break the wall down.
And he kind of looks at you, and he says, "Can't. Grumblejack is too weak right now."
Well, Grumblejack needs to come prepare and break the fucking wall.
Oh shit, Jesus.
And you say that, and he kind of gives you a look, and he goes back,
Inspired.
and he sits back down.
Wait. When they say we'll break the wall, I'm gonna say I could do that, and then I'm gonna try and break my horn chains again.
They break immediately. You say, "I got this,"
Oh, okay.
and
I rolled it.
you kind of, and your horn ones break, and the screw comes for. Because did you rage earlier?
Sure.
Okay, so you get enough momentum, and you are interested enough in this that you just get adrenaline surge, and you go, and you break free of the wall. The chains are still looped around your wrists and your horns, so you can't do too much, and you make a lot of noise when you move. And I need to roll something.
See if I'm too loud.
Pa. So
I'm sneaky.
you have made quite a bit of noise and there are little stones and things that are broken in your cell now, including one big chunk of stone about that big, and several
Wait,
little
how big?
splinters about that big.
Oh, okay.
But you can hear through this door. You hear the guards are obviously leaning on the door, and you hear them say, "Did you hear that?" "No, must have been a rat."
Whose footprints are these?
Unlock my things.
You unlock your leg manacles just fine. The wrist manacles with the
Good.
runes engraved on them prove a little bit more difficult, and but you're able to walk around now.
Hey, that's nice. I go to investigate this torch.
Okay. Bloop. So
Actually,
you walk.
that's kind of rude. I go to help Loraxus get out of his
All right.
chains. That's what I
Roll
would do.
the thieves' tools.
I wouldn't be a dick.
Well, thank you.
There you go.
Does that mean I can get out of mine too?
The locks on Loraxus's are the same simple lock as your legs were. So you managed to get his arms and legs free.
Okay.
Loraxus, you can stand, you can stretch. Raynen, you notice that Loraxus is a full 2 heads taller than you are. Kiape, he's about the same size you are.
8 feet, roughly. I stretch a little bit. I've been cramped.
A tall fucker, aren't you?
So now everyone is capable of moving about their cells. Raynen, you still have these manacles around your wrists.
I'm gonna talk over to Tough, and I'm gonna say, "Do you think if I rattle my chains and get them to come in here, we could take them out?"
I think we could do it. And I go sit back down and put on my shades, except for the one that I popped open earlier.
Huh.
And I
Oops.
look over at Raynen and Loraxus, and I say, are you guys on board?
If I can get my manacles off, yeah.
I just want this ogre to break the wall. Is that okay?
But then we could kill the guards.
So you can tell that the ogre is kind of watching you, but he isn't saying very much.
The ogre said he's too weak.
You've also
I'd say, what say you, ogre?
he kind of shrugs and he says, "Grumblejack up for anything," but Grumblejack is currently on lots of drugs.
Jack, reach here.
Hashtag so high
Reach
right
out my
now.
hand and Jack.
So many drugs.
And roll a medicine check.
Oh, I was just gonna use a spell, but that works too.
But you can't use a spell.
Well, if he reaches into my cell, I could cast a spell on him.
True.
Oh, that's true.
So you can tell that this medicine, whatever it is, has poisoned him,
Yes.
and so he's going
It's
to be in
actually a
bad
plus.
sorts unless somebody can cure him.
I cast Lesser Restoration on.
Do you have the mats for that?
No materials, verbal and somatic.
Perfect. So... Okay, so you... Well, you offer to cast this on him, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And so he kind of he looks at you all sketchy, and he's not quite sure about you, but he kind of reaches out a hand.
It's like that one picture with the god touching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Anywho.
his hand is like he could probably pick you up still. You're very tall, but he could probably still pick you up with one hand.
Large.
Because he is large.
He is large.
So as you touch him and say these things, the magic flows out of your finger and into his hand, and kind of goes up, and you see his eyes kind of glow for a minute, and then he just looks away. And he goes, "Yeah, Grumblejack feel much better." What are you doing?
Can Grumblejack break down the walls, please?
Grumblejack will make lots of noise. You ready?
Do it!
Do it,
Do it
Grumblejack.
Okay. And Grumblejack proceeds to start wailing on this wall.
I'm gonna step back. To get out of the fucking
He is
way.
he's pounding on the wall. He's doing like Hulk did to Loki. He's just going full ogre mode. And you notice that there was a crack in the stone wall, and he's made that crack run all the way down the wall. It is making a lot of noise, especially ringing through this stone cell block.
So we probably shouldn't rattle the chains.
Why would you say that?
My
Why would you
goodness.
ever suggest such a thing?
And you hear the guards, Kiape, you hear them say, "There's no way that was a rat. We need to go and check. There's something going on in there. I don't trust it."
Oh boy.
I'm gonna strength check my door,
Okay,
if that's okay.
roll it.
Nope.
So you begin rattling and trying to break down. The door is reinforced iron. It's too sturdy. So Grumblejack continues wailing on this wall, and he manages to blast out a chunk of this wall, and the hole is about yay big.
How big is yay big?
About
Not
like
big
that.
enough for an ogre, apparently.
So it's that big.
Uh,
And you can see that it's large enough he could crawl through it. He is still chained. He's trying to tear it up these chains, but these are like nautical chains. They are super reinforced, and they have a big old padlock on them. What is that?
So you get the fucking manacles off.
You get the freaking manacles off.
Thank God. I tried to unlock the door.
They clatter to the ground. Unlock the door.
roll it.
Can I pick up that chunk of rock and try to break that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, with my detect magic, can you tell me what level magic those magic runes on myself are?
Wow.
The runes?
Yeah.
So the runes are fairly high-level magic. You can tell that they're for a specific purpose, but that they are very powerful. So
Are they above third level?
some high-level castings here. Kiape, you succeed in just making a butt ton of noise, and the guards enter. And they say, what's going on? The prisoners are all out of manacles and everything. And Raynen, that's when your door clunks open. And the guard says, go, quick, get Blakely, get the others, alert everyone. And this prison guard runs out. Roll initiative, everyone.
How do I do that again?
Plus my initiative, right?
Click my initiative.
So I'm at
23.
13. No, I'm at 14.
5. God, 23.
Oh boy, an initiative score. Let me roll it on a +4 is my initiative.
Silly dex-based creatures.
Of course, the one good roll I get is for initiative.
Hey, that's a good roll to get a good roll on.
That's
It
true.
is.
That's true.
I'm still chained up, by the way. I'm still sitting in my little.
Kiape, what'd you get?
Come join the team.
pretending.
I'll send this one out.
Kiape,
What?
what'd you get?
What do I do?
What did you get?
Oh, I got a 14 after my bonus.
Okay.
Fuck with me. Fuck with me.
I need to roll another one. Plus nothing. Oh, man. Okay. GG. Alright. Raynen, what do you want to do?
So
We
how
are
far can I
now
go?
in combat round.
Did you get out of the door, Raynen?
He did. The door is
Yes,
open.
I did. The door's open, sir.
Oh, excellent. I guess I can't move out of combat though.
Can I call my blade?
You know that in order to have access to the blade, you would need to perform the action. So it would be your action on this turn.
Okay.
So do you want to do that?
So how far can I walk? What is
Each square is 5 feet.
So I can walk to right here, basically.
Yes.
Well, that's irritating.
You could then perform an action.
So you could pick my lock.
True.
I'll come pick his lock.
Okay.
Seems like a smart thing to do.
All right. So I'm going to put little check marks on the door.
16.
Very nice. You have successfully
You're free.
picked this lock.
Great.
You're free.
All right.
I'm free and angry.
And angry. All right. So that would be Raynen's turn. Kiape, it is your turn.
I am going to run at this door and use my charge action to break the door down. Or at least try to.
So roll and attack. And are you raging or no?
Yes.
So you get advantage on that. Very nice. You definitely hit. Roll damage.
So it'd be 1.
Don't add the necrotic damage on this one.
Oh, okay. Right.
Since it's not a living thing.
+3, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. 8.
Okay. So you just barrel out of your cell toward this door, horns leveled. Tough, you see this Minotaur charging with his horns down straight towards your door. You hit the door and it wobbles on its hinges. It's still connected, but you can tell that it definitely just took a lot of strain.
Okay.
And Tough, it is your turn.
Oh, you took the came to. You break down me doors, they're gonna slice me up.
I mean, we should probably all get out of here.
Yeah, you probably right by that. I pop out of my strength restraints and I go over to the door and I will strength the door.
Okay.
Strength that door down,
Athletics.
sir.
Right? Is this an athletics check?
It is.
Wow.
Somebody say advantage?
Wow. Do I have advantage on this?
I don't know.
I would like to use.
I would
sneak
like to
attack.
have advantage on this.
The door is
I would
up
like to
where?
use sneak attack on the door.
Jesus Christ. That poor door never saw it coming.
You'll have to excuse me. Alright. I have multiple classes to play at the same time.
Flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows.
So you definitely hit the door.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to like wrestle it off its hinges. I'm grappling the door, if anything.
He's not
Grappling the door.
attacking.
I
He's
gotcha.
destroying.
Gotcha. All right, roll. What's the damage of your unarmed strikes right now?
1d10.
Really, do you have these?
I'm wondering if they're D4s or D6s.
I believe I have the monk thing open right here. I should look. Oh my god. There's sorcerer. I rolled down a couple pages apparently. Soobity wop. Shoobity wop. It should tell me on the little chart, right?
Right.
It's referred to as martial arts, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, I am still doing a 1d4 on these unarmored attacks.
Okay, so go ahead. We'll assume that you hit with everything that you're doing. So that's
Sure, yeah.
what, 2, 3 attacks?
Showy.
So roll me 3 D4s.
Showy. I mean, I'm not really using flurry of blows. I was doing it, but I can do a bonus action of it basically. So you get 3 damage on the door.
All right. So you rush over to the door and you are trying to lift it up as the Minotaur is shaking it and trying to tear it off the hinges. You are trying to lift it so that it comes off the hinges. And
Sure.
you can tell that between both of you, you are so close to just ripping this door off of the hinges. It's groaning, it's creaking. You can hear the metal straining.
No, turn to the left.
I would-
left.
I would like to use a I would like to use an acrobatics check to try and make a backflip motion from the door so that I can try to wrench it out completely.
Okay. Do that.
May I use an
So like
acrobatics?
this.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Alright. And doo-ba-doo-bop. Oh,
No.
So
I
you
get a 9.
You scorpion.
what you do is you are straining, and you decide that you're just gonna give it one good kick, and you hop up and you go boom, and then you fall, and the door stays where it is.
Damn it. That's not working at it.
I just stopped doing what I'm doing.
And you just kinda like-
at him.
Why are you doing this to me?
Did you all
Why
see
are
this?
you like this?
Why are you like this? Kiape, the prison guard behind you, rushes forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. And with swords drawn, he swings at you. Currently, you are at
17.
17 armor class. All right.
17?
So that is one miss.
Yes,
Can I just repeat
17.
dice rolls on this?
Yeah, if you press up without typing anything in, it does whatever you typed last.
Press up.
Yeah. Like, have your little marker. And then, yeah.
Haha.
There. Oh, Jesus. I
All
think
right.
that hits.
So
That might hit.
he swings his longsword down. You manage to kind of use your horns to buck it out of the way, but he brings his other sword across, and he slashes at you. So this is...
Oh, how badly hurt was I already?
Not too terribly. You guys have had the equivalent of long rest while you've been in here, and they've been pelting you with potatoes, but the beatings stopped after a while.
So 4 damage.
All right, so that's 4 damage from that guy, and then...
So I'm at 74.
And 11 does not hit you. All right. You can also hear yelling and screaming and the call of guards to each other and the ringing of an alarm bell from somewhere below your cell block. And you hear the barking of hounds and just the shouting of men-at-arms. There's a general cacophony going down.
Is this the guard that was shook?
Yes, this is the shook guard.
Wait, the one that Sam's fighting is the shook guard?
It's the shook guard, yes. And Lorax, it is your turn.
Okay. Not really sure what to do. I take my movement 1, 2, 3. And we'll keep a nice meat shield between me and him. let's I'm gonna eat your face. Let's beat this guard up that has been in prison trying to... Oh, you're gonna eat your face.
Wait, can you see?
Yes, I can
Did
see
he just
that.
say he's gonna eat my face?
No, he says gestures to the guard and then makes a face-eating gesture after pointing at you.
Yeah, man.
I assume you wrote that to Tough, which is amazing.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
I was gonna say, don't make me fix your cell door.
No.
Alright, so you have done your movement. You get an action.
Yeah, I get an action. Get to cast.
What is Grumblejack doing in all of this?
He is getting hyped. He's like smashing the rocks up, and he's still kind of scooping out. That's where most of the noise is coming from. Is coming in from the hole that he has made in the wall, and you see he's kind of looking out there and smiling and laughing a little bit. He's like,
Oh, he's having fun, huh?
He is. He looks like he's having fun now.
He hasn't gotten to do this in so long.
Give me a second. I gotta figure out exactly what.
Although he is guilty of infanticide, so we may not want to keep him for too long.
He is. He looks like he's gone a little bit trigger happy right now. And you just see him reaching around his cell and picking up rocks, and he's holding them like snowballs. And he's like,
Oh my goodness.
This cannot end
You're
well.
killing me. Okay. Since I don't have a lot of things to do that wouldn't involve also potentially injuring my teammates, I'm just gonna throw a rock at him.
okay. There are plenty of those all over the floor right now.
I pick up 3 rocks
So go ahead and roll a ranged attack.
and I use a bonus action to enchant them as magical stones.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Can you do
So
shillelagh
now-
on that?
No, because it's not wood. This is a magical stone. I actually have a cantrip called Magic Stone for
Oh.
enchanting pebbles to throw at people.
Oh, excellent.
And
So do that.
it's verbal and somatic. Thank you.
Perfect.
Well, my materials would be the...
I don't think
The material is the stone, so you've got that.
I've got that. Okay, yeah. Now I can throw it and use my wisdom modifier. That's the big difference.
Nice.
Yay!
So go ahead, roll those.
Okay. So I assume one ranged attack would be one roll. Yes. Woohoo!
Okay.
Crit fail.
So you pick up these stone. You see what Grumblejack's doing with his snowball rocks, which are each of them is as big as your head, and you're like, "Hey, that's a good idea." And so you pick up some of the stone rubble and you whisper to it, and it glows momentarily, and then ceases to glow. And you just pick one up and you hurl it toward the guard. And just at that moment, he slashes across. He's continuing to try to do battle against Kiape, and this stone just hits Kiape right in the back of his head. Roll your damage for that.
Woo! 2 ones in a row.
I'm at the best health number.
So, Kiape, you take 5 damage and a tiny bit of resentment for whoever threw a rock at your head just then.
I'm just trying to break this friggin' door.
And now it is Grumblejack's turn, and you see what his plan was with the snowball rocks, and he leans out the hole. He's obviously big enough to go out the hole, and it strains his chains to do it. But he says, "Hey, you stupid guards, you know what I like?" And he picks up a rock and he throws it. "Potatoes! Have a potato! You have a potato! Have a potato!" And you just hear screams from the yard below you. And he's just throwing rocks down at the guards in the yard.
That's beautiful.
Raynen, if you need to reset your Discord, you may need to. I will type this to you.
Raynen, we are not robots. I can assure you.
You failed me for the last time, Starscream. Remember when that was a thing?
Yep.
Let's see if that works, because
Now Hank's below me.
Pylons.
I'm trying to see. We may edit this chunk out. I want to see if Mason can come back into the.
If we edit this chunk out, are you okay with stopping at 7?
What? No.
No? Okay. Very well.
I got hot.
There he is.
So, Kiape, go ahead and take your turn while we're waiting for Raynen.
Very well. I'm gonna go door and go. Can I make 2 attacks? Do I have multi-attack yet?
You do not,
I don't.
because you are level 4 barbarian, level 1 fighter. Is that right?
Yeah.
So at level 5 barbarian, you get multi-attack.
Okay, so
Which is
I'm going to attack the door and try and get tough out.
okay.
Oh, that's no bueno.
So the door is stationary, so you hit it.
Yeah. Oh, right. So
roll damage on the door.
Hey, 10.
Nice. So you manage to, and I'm gonna do a cool thing here because that was a good idea. If you don't mind.
Go for it.
I don't mind.
Okay. So the door is already creaking and straining off its hinges, and all you needed to do was wrench it free. You, in one motion, you wrench the door off of the frame and just smack it right into the guard's skull. And he takes that 10 damage and staggers back a square.
Are you ready, Tom? Here's reality, Tough.
All right, Tough. It is your turn. Kiape, unless you want to move. You still have a move.
Standing.
I'll just get out of the way. I'll be like.
After taking a second to realize that the door is gone and I can leave, I lock eyes with the guard and go, "Remember when I said I wasn't gonna eat your face?"
Yeah.
And I jump on his face and I start eating his face.
Roll intimidation with advantage.
Intimidation.
I really want somebody to animate Tough, but every time he talks, when his mouth opens, it does like a static effect.
Roll intimidation with advantage.
All right. Yes, of course, yes. That is gonna be so I will.
This feels very
Just like-
similar to just having a rabbit back in your pocket. We just throw him at him.
So he is still shooketh, but he holds his ground against you. Go ahead and roll your attacks.
I will use 1 key point to get flurry of. Oh, no, I'm not gonna do that.
My disco crashed.
Do my teeth count as improvised weapon, and therefore I should roll a d4?
Yes.
Natural attack.
Fair enough. And I believe I can do this. Yeah. Every turn. So basically, I get 2 of these, I believe, because.
Flurry of blows with your mouth.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm not doing flurry of blows. It was a hilarious idea, but I'm not doing it because I can still get
That's
2
a
attacks
bad. That's a
off.
bad joke, Lorax. That's a bad joke.
The flurry of blows with your mouth. I get it now. Ha ha.
Oh,
Alright, so I get 2 of
Edit
these
that out.
anyways. I deal a total of 12 damage to this nerd.
All right.
Nerd.
Oh, face.
Wait, did you roll to hit him?
Yeah. Oh, you wanted me to roll to hit it. You said roll your attacks.
Oh, intimidation, and then roll your
Okay.
attacks.
You know what? Okay. So,
I'll keep those damage rolls though.
yeah. This is how we're gonna do. Okay.
That's a hit.
Alright.
So I'll take that 5 damage for sure.
And then that 7 damage is a bonus action that I get from using unarmed attacks.
That automatically hits.
I don't think it does actually. Let me read. Okay, bonus
okay,
action.
Zach?
Yeah. My disco.
Alright.
I think
Serves me right.
patch.
Mine had just done that too.
Okay.
Would I get advantage because I am on his face?
No, because
Okay.
he has swords between you and his face,
Okay.
so he is
Like scissors.
he's gonna try to attack you.
I gnash his face.
Just typing to Raynen real quick.
Can he hear us now?
I don't know, but I think that he's still in the chat, and I think he can still see what is going on here.
Suddenly, Raynen had a heart attack and died.
That's the story. Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Raynen, I can see you, but I can't hear you.
Ow.
Upgrading equipment is something I would like
whoops.
to do at some point.
I've had my mic off this entire time.
Hey! All right. Raynen, what would you like to do?
Oh, is he not dead yet?
He is not dead yet.
You're not dead yet. All right. Well then.
Oh, Hank, I need the Unearthed Arcana for Minotaur.
Right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I want to know what the charge thing is.
Well, I'm gonna. Let's see. What can I do right now?
It's in the chat.
Thank you.
For those of you at home watching that would love to play a Minotaur, follow that link. You might have to pause and zoom down in on it. Or I might include it in the
Description below.
description below. The description
Oh my
below.
God! It's a YouTube video.
Fourth wall break.
Combo breaker.
You said I can't use Pact of the Blade yet, right?
You have not tried to do it. That would be your action on your turn. The other thing that you would know that you could do is, since the lockpicks worked, it's quite possible that the rest of the things on that
Piece of
scarf
cloth.
that you have would work.
Like the daggers.
Yeah, maybe I'll pull the dagger out. I'll get the dagger off.
There are two of them, one on each side of the thing.
I take one because I cannot dual wield.
Okay. So as you
I
pull,
really
it
don't-
becomes a silver stiletto blade.
Oh,
So you are
Right.
now armed with a dagger.
this MFer, and I'm gonna stab him. Stab.
He's shaking.
Shanked.
He's shaking him in the prison.
You have advantage since he has a goblin right in front of him, in his face.
Just got beat with a steel
He's like
door.
he's got his swords up and he's trying to like peel Tough away from him.
Did Tough roll for both of his biceps or just one of them?
Say that again.
Did Tough remember to roll for both biceps or just one of them?
I think you got both biceps in there.
Oh, perfect.
I did multiple biceps. It's true.
All right. And roll again because you have advantage. Hello, Raynen.
Did you mute yourself again?
Raynen,
No, it's just my connection is really bad.
roll that again because you have advantage.
I'm trying to. It's just thinking.
Oh.
Unlike your.
All right, I will. I'll give you the first one. So you hit.
I
Roll
mean, I was
the
only
damage on that. Which would
What's the
be,
damage for this dagger?
It would be your strength bonus or your dex bonus, whichever one's higher. 1d4 plus that.
My stones hit harder.
Yeah, but they hit me.
Fair.
Only
Very
because
nice.
of critical failures.
All right, so you stab him in his side, right here. Not a lot of blood. It's only a flesh wound, but you sure got his attention.
What? This guy has massive health, eh?
In the surprise adrenaline rush, he is going to attempt to peel Tough off of him.
Is he going against my strength check?
He is. So you go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Okay.
Hank, hypothetically, if I move here, can I make an attack against the guard?
Yeah.
And also, hypothetically, if you shove a character into a wall, what happens? Do they just stun them?
Usually they take impact damage, depending.
He does not peel me off of his face.
All right.
Pretty well into that face.
He attempts
He
to.
is terrified.
He is just trying to strength you off of his face. You hear much more shouting, and and baying of hounds from the outside where Grumblejack is throwing stones and things. And it is currently Loraxus's turn.
Oh. Fun. What do I want to do? Unfortunately, a lot of my stuff either requires components I don't have or requires me to hit the entire party, which, while fun, is not quite in character. Look at me, role-playing properly. Or something. I could call lightning, but that's not going to do very much inside. I am going to attempt to cast Conjure Animals and summon a small swarm of bees.
Bees!
Okay.
I thought you didn't want to hit the party.
I can control the bee better than a magical stone, apparently.
Probably true. All right.
So I will cast. You need me to roll a cast on that, a decent check or anything?
Let's see. You want to conjure animal?
Conjure Animal.
Conjure bees. Specifically.
8 beasts of challenge rating 1/4 or less.
So it looks like you just do it.
Okay, I summon 8 bees.
Bees or rats? Because you got a lot of rats at your disposal here, and you've made friends with them.
But these are conjuring fey bees, because I was going to have them swarm and sting and annoy.
There you go.
And be bees.
I don't actually know if they can hurt him, but they can certainly give advantage.
Bees. Well, let's see. What is the challenge rating that you can go up to?
Theoretically, I could get 1 beast of challenge rating 2 or less.
So
I think
this
swarms
okay.
like-
So what I'm reading says 4 beasts of challenge rating 1/2 or lower. Swarm
Yeah,
of
for eight
insects is
beasts.
1/2.
1/4 or less.
So you could do four swarms of wasps conjured up from the Fae.
4. Okay.
That's a lot of wasps.
That's a couple of wasps.
That is quite a few wasps.
I will summon 4 swarms of wasps, and those are their CR 1/2. You said?
Yes.
Yes.
So, you start mumbling the incantation and doing your casting and things, and in through the hole in the wall here that Grumblejack has made, Grumblejack has to stagger back for a second, and he stops laughing, and he just watches as this column of bees floods into the cell block, and they kind of shine a little bit, and you can see that instead of black and yellow, these wasps are black and green, and a little bit shiny, glinting in the torchlight of the cell block. And what would you like to command them to do?
Sting the crap out of that guard.
All right. Raynen and Tough make a dexterity saving throw. Tough, yours is at disadvantage.
I'm just imagining like.
And Loraxus, you have to say it. You have to say the thing.
Wasps! Bees! Swarm Batman!
All right, Raynen, you made the save. And Tough, go ahead and roll yours. Disadvantage.
What save is this?
Dexterity.
Save, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I was kind of hoping you were going to see if they're going to panic or something.
What a disadvantage that is.
Oh dear. Raynen, you see out of your peripheral vision this emerald column of bees just swarming toward you, and you manage to step back, but Tough is way too into trying to eat this guard's face. He's
No.
figuratively feeding on the fear that this guard is putting out, and he is clinging
Yeah,
too
bees.
tightly. The bees swarm around both of you.
You become one.
The bees swarm around both of you. And how many swarms did we say? That's 4 swarms?
Strange goblin man.
4 swarms of bees, is that right?
4 swarms of bees.
That's so
All right.
many bees.
Why would you shoot bees at us?
Pray.
I am angry.
Are you gonna?
Bees!
Well, if you weren't trying to eat his face right now.
You didn't shoot bees at me.
Alright. These bees just start stinging, and they are waspish. Their stingers burn like fire, and they just keep puncturing you over and over. This column of bees just swarming around you and finding any place they can to sting. Tough, your entire naked goblin body swells up with welts immediately, and the guard drops dead. And his corpse just looks bloated and swollen, and he ends up choking on his own tongue, and that is how he passes.
He was allergic.
Each of you takes 34 damage.
Wait,
What?
me too?
No, Tough and the guard both took 34 damage.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Bees! Why would you do this?
That's
Because
my
I can
favorite. That's my favorite thing that I've ever seen a druid do. Except Moonbeam.
Now-
Moonbeam is like my favorite spell.
Now listen. Tough doesn't know that you did this, but his player does not like you.
All right. It is currently Grumblejack's turn, and he just looks, and he is a little bit freaked out by the bees. And
I wonder why.
And he continues looking out here and shouting at people, and he's like, "Yeah, that's right, stupid guards. Run away. I'm going to eat your dog." Blah. And he throws a couple more rocks. And he turns back to you, and he says, "You guys, it's okay. I scared them all off."
Shut the fuck up.
He says, "The yard is gone. The yard is empty. We can go. We can leave."
I start walking that way.
Same.
Towards the hole in the wall. Okay.
This door is still locked currently.
I bet that's.
I
something
picked the lock.
Do it. Pick the lock.
Come on.
Hey.
21. You pick the lock.
Yeah, it's open now, motherfucker.
I'm going to do a couple squigglies. This door just doesn't exist anymore. This door is checked off.
I peer out into the horizon and survey what is on the other side.
Okay.
Michael, the bees are still on you.
Oh no. Oh no.
The bees have they've just formed a column around the dead body of the guard here.
I have
And,
1 million ants.
They appear to be eating him with their tiny mouths.
That's cool.
I am almost back to 1 million ants.
And you can see Tough looking at them almost as a courtesy to you. They have not touched his face.
Hey. There you go, Michael.
So, Raynen and company, looking out of the hole, you can see a yard. It's only about 50, 100 feet. And looking out and kind of peering around, you can see that there is a high stone wall, which you know goes all the way around the prison yard. You haven't been allowed to walk around, but you remember seeing this rampart defense of this wall. So it's a high stone wall. There are little towers, little turrets that dot this wall, and you can see people running back and forth along the wall. And then turning to your left, you can see that toward the south there is a much higher tower. It's bigger and taller than all of the other little turret towers.
Okay, out of curiosity, is there anything, any asphalt in this building?
No, it's made of stone.
Oh, well, fine. I was gonna do more fun.
And you guys are about 12 feet up off the ground.
Okay, well, let's see. Can I ride my bees down to the ground?
Yes. You can. Yeah. How long do you have them summoned for?
An hour.
That's more than enough time.
Yes. Ride down on your column of bees, sir.
Can he make like a safety slide of bees?
Only if you want to take dex rolls.
I would be fine with that.
Bees!
Yeah, I can pass dex rolls.
Some of your bees may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing
I'm
to
willing to make. Yeah.
Hang on. Roll 20 plus 9. Grumblejack rips his chains up out of the ground, or out of the stone floor, and he says, "Right, are we going or what?" And he watches as Loraxus.
Not you, Grumblejack. You stay here.
He just watches as Loraxus rides down on his column of bees, and he asks if anybody can help him with these, and he holds his chains up.
I will roll to try and break his chains with my horns.
You can tell that these things would seriously damage your horns.
I do not attack the chains.
Yeah.
I grab the keys from Raynen and say, I'm better with these than you, and I start unlocking
I just rolled.
the padlock.
So, Raynen and Tufts begin fighting over the things. Raynen goes to unlock the padlock, and Tufts like, "No! Give it to me! I'm better than you at this." And,
Fuck off, you little green bastard.
Tuff, roll your roll.
Hey, Hank, are there any trees near this wall at all?
No. There's grass, but no trees.
I can't do much.
Hank,
If
did
I'm-
anybody pick up the key that was outside of...
No, we took a different route.
It's my dex mod, right?
Yes, it is. And proficiency, because you're a rogue.
Right. Ha ha.
I wanna go pick up the key.
Ah.
So between the two of you guys, the padlock clunks open, and Grumblejack is free of his chains.
We may regret this.
And he goes, "Oh!" And he kind of shoves you guys out of the way, and he just kind of gently steps down. He thuds to the ground. You feel it shake a little bit.
I follow.
Okay.
You just jump?
No, I jump on top of him, obviously, because
Yeah,
he's a
that's
softer
what I
landing than the ground.
Can I have eating utensils? Here,
You
have
cannot
this
have
food.
eating
Have
utensils.
this food. You need a fork to eat, but without
Nerd.
the fork.
Noid.
Where to next? Jump down.
I grabbed the key.
1 sec.
Very well.
I'm gonna put the holy symbol away. I'm gonna move because I'm gonna migrate all of us.
We left behind a Minotaur. Tiny Minotaur.
Many minotaurs.
I am a normal size.
I am green and small.
So this here is the main hall. Level 1. Yeah. That's it.
Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, that suddenly appeared. Huh.
Whoa! Okay, so clearly we are just outside of the main hall.
Yes. So piling over there.
Sorry, I just saw the DM.
Who all jumped?
Died for.
I think everyone did.
So if you jumped, roll me a dex saving throw or a con saving throw, whichever's higher. Or an acrobatics roll if that's higher.
18.
Can I bring my bees with me?
Yes, you have your column of bees currently.
Wait, who's trying dex or what else?
Dex or acrobatics.
And I actually have a +8 on acrobatics. So.
Yeah.
They're the same thing?
So Tough, you do several backflips. You're like, see you later, and then you like fall back and do a flip. Everyone goes, do a flip.
Do a flip.
I
do.
Runs down the wall in grand fashion.
Kiape.
Just
Raynen,
my
you are used to doing catfalls from high places, and you do so again. You are cool. Kiape, however, you take some falling damage.
You're not doing too hot, bud.
You take 3 falling damage.
At least I wasn't stung by bees for 34 damage.
Yes, Tough, you definitely are feeling that now.
What?
Tough, you are
Existence is pain.
you're definitely feeling the pain of your
Bee sting.
of your bee stings.
Oh, I'm sure, but like, you know, I'm angry. So
So the wall that you guys can see, and I'm going to zoom
Hey,
out
you
here.
look a little swollen from all that wasp poison.
yeah, I don't know where they came from, but you know, they just.
So this is obviously a little side yard. You've got wall here. There is a tower, a little turret tower here with no visible steps up there. And then down
What a great tower.
right here is
That is amazing.
a much
Wow.
huger tower with
Ooh.
a little path that leads to it.
Shit. That's a good tower right there, too.
I failed my intimidation check for the tower.
This
I
wall
am afraid of
continues,
the tower.
and there's another little turret tower right there. That's what you guys can see from where you are.
Existence is warping.
Is there any asphalt down in the prison yard?
No, there is not.
Just
I don't
doing his
ask for
asphalt.
Hmm?
I can tell you
I
want
like
some
that.
asphalt. There will be asphalt at some point, I promise.
I can do fun druidy things with asphalt, okay?
What? What can you do?
Are you sure you want to know?
No, I'm not sure.
Only ask the questions that you know you want the answers to.
Good theory for life right there. There is a circle drawn. Wow.
This is the larger tower here. I tried to get rid of my dumb squiggle, and I'm not sure how. I don't see any eraser tool here.
You just click on it and delete. Hey, look at this. A real circle.
Impossible.
All right. So, what do you guys want to do?
I would
Long
like.
rest. No.
I would like to set up camp.
I ready my rations.
I don't really know where to go. If I'm looking around, is there like an obvious way to tell which way is out?
The entire yard is set up so that you can kind of tell that you are looking at a sheer wall, and that this tower is a way up to the walkway on the wall, but beyond that, you are not sure.
Michael, how heavy are you?
I am probably about 90 pounds.
Oh, Kiape is a Minotaur. Kiape remembers the way out because he has labyrinthine sense.
Oh, right.
Kiape, the only places you've been are through the main gate and into the main yard. You know that the main gate is north.
This is the way out, you guys.
How do you know that?
Labyrinthine recall. I remember everywhere I've been with pristine accuracy.
Huh.
Came in handy.
Because I'm a Minotaur.
So we don't need to go to this tower, we just need to go north?
Correct.
But I say we go north? Away from the big shiny tower?
We will away.
We're gonna need some gear.
Oh yeah, do we know if they have our stuff?
You know that all your possessions were taken when you were brought here. Yes.
But not where they went.
Peeking out from this corner here, you guys can see that there is a large gatehouse built right here.
Wow, that's a really nice gatehouse.
Thank you.
Go to the gatehouse.
Jeez.
I did make some of this beforehand.
Okay.
Let's make the gatehouse.
Wow.
Roll perception.
Okay.
Oh shit! Oh, it's a bad perception check. Oh, frick. Oh, frick. Oh, I didn't do too well, boys. I didn't do it. I didn't do it too well.
I think I saw it.
Dang.
No, damn it.
You
So
have no idea what it is.
between Raynen and Loraxus, the gang is alerted. Hold on. Because Grumblejack also, he kind of doesn't trust. He goes, everything's too quiet. Grumblejack's suspicious.
Maybe it's an ambush.
And so Raynen and Loraxus, peering around the corner, you guys notice that this gatehouse is crawling with archers. They are lining the battlements. This is a 3-story gatehouse, and there are arrow slits, and each one of them has an archer at it. There are probably about a dozen bows trained at you guys right now, or down into the yard. They haven't spotted you quite yet.
I would like to use a dash action
Okay.
and try to move stealthily.
Okay.
While dashing?
Right now they haven't noticed you, so you can just move stealthily.
Okay.
Where do you
how
wanna
high
go?
up is the wall again?
The wall extends up about I would say it's about 20, 30 feet tall. Somewhere in there.
Okay.
And Tuck
would
weighs
like
90
to
pounds. Is the
beat-
Joker willing to
I
throw?
would like to. Ooh. How many archers are on the top?
Up on the top, there are 6, and they're all trained down to the yard. There's 2 very close to you, and then all the arrow slits are filled. So there's about a dozen bows trained on the yard right now.
I'm gonna also make a stealth check here in a second.
Okay. You guys can tell that this is just open grass field.
Oh, crap.
What?
I should have taken the swords.
We can retcon it and say that somebody took the swords.
How many swords were there?
There was a long
2.
sword and a short sword.
I took the short sword.
I'll take the long sword.
Wow.
Take the long sword home.
I
'Cause
will
I have
also
to-
begin stealthing around the place. I think I have a +6.
You guys can also see that right here there is what looks like a kennel.
Hank,
+6.
how well would 15 bows fare against one horny boy?
Touche. So I'm gonna set up dudes so that you guys can see them.
Those are some good dogs. That
They're
is
good.
a-
They're good boys.
You are good.
Do we have advantage on this stealth check?
No.
Do you have the height advantage on us in a sense?
What about now?
All right. So
Wait,
this
Michael,
is
if
the
you can go
situation. This is what you
there,
can see.
Then why are we even trying to do this?
You can see that there are 3 hounds, and they're kind of yapping at each other and snarling in all of the commotion and activity. And you can see that there are all these guards. So what's the plan, boys?
Wait,
On second thought, maybe sneaking out there isn't the best choice.
Grumblejack could throw tough. I couldn't throw tough, but Grumblejack could throw tough.
I need somebody to heal me though, because I've only got.
No, you don't.
If you guys suggest that to Grumblejack, Grumblejack goes, Grumblejack isn't touching that. He's all oozy, and he pushes into Tough's stomach, and just some of these boils on his stomach just pop. And like bee juice goes everywhere.
What if I wrap him in a sheet first? I'll immobilize it.
Come on, you massive geek. Just get over it. Come on. Trust me.
Roll persuasion.
What's my
You're gonna turn to
modifier?
Gimli. Throw me.
I have an idea.
I got an 11.
Throw me.
It's a brilliant idea.
What is your idea?
I shall imitate Blakely and tell the guards to let us pass.
What?
Let them pass.
I think that sounded better in your head.
No, it will work because
No.
I am.
Oh shit! I disguise myself as Blakely. I can use disguise.
You walk out with like a shirt that's too long and pants that are too long.
I disguise myself
I
as
have the-
Blakely.
You're just like prison jargon, as you walk across the corridor. With too long sleeves.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah,
Dumb.
yeah. I'm gonna disguise myself as Blakely.
Grumblejack, will you throw me?
Grumblejack will throw anybody if it means Grumblejack get out of here alive.
Hey
But,
guys,
but you look
We'll
heavy.
get out of here alive.
I swear, I'm serious. I'm disguising myself as Blakely, and I'm gonna walk out. Mason, are you gonna imitate voice?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna gesture. I'm gonna gesture wildly and like mouth my mouth.
All right. So, you guys are disguising Tough as Blakely, yeah?
Yeah, basically.
I would like to say that I cast Hidden Step while all this is going on and disappear from sight.
All right. So you have turned invisible.
I have turned invisible while these guys are pretending to be Blakely.
I've put a ninja symbol on you. You turn into Blakely. I've put a tough guy symbol on you.
Yes, and I'm gonna walk out this way.
Okay. And Raynen, Kiape, and Grumblejack are doing what? Grumblejack, at this point, you can tell he trusts you guys, and he's just waiting for orders at this point.
I want him to throw me up on top of the wall.
That might be a little hard for Grumblejack, but Grumblejack will try.
Putting my life in your hands, Grumblejack. Either you miss and I land on the other side of the wall, us being free.
Well, you said this wall was how high, Hank?
20 to 30 feet.
Okay, so
You
that
got an
means
18.
30 feet of fall damage?
All right.
Yep.
So,
Jesus.
Kiape, roll an athletics check.
Not with advantage, I'm guessing.
No. Because you're about to be hurled through the air.
Nothing yet.
Hey, 18.
What is your strength?
17.
So that's a +3, so you got 18 as well. Good job, us. Okay. Grumblejack says, okay, you ready?
Yup.
And he grips your horns.
Oh, come on, man.
And he just does one of these things. He just goes,
He Bowser's me.
and he Bowsers you up onto the wall. You kind of go flying for a second, and then you manage to hook your... what do Minotaur hands look like? Do they look like that? Or like
Normal hands.
normal hands? So you manage to hook your fingers over the...
Your normal hands.
over the wall. Yeah, with your normal hands. And you lift yourself up onto the wall here. Or here.
Okay.
And...
I want to try and start moving stealthily along the wall.
let's see... Alright, so a few of the guards notice that. And they say, What is that over there? Who is down in the yard there?
And I hold
And
my
you
hand
hear
up.
people shouting, It's the prisoners! It's the prisoners! They're trying to escape!
I hold my hand up. Is Mason in here?
Yes.
Come on, we need that godly RP
I need.
to
I
get
need
us
you.
out.
Mason, I don't have the points. You do.
Right, you there, you lot. Stop that. Pay attention to me over here. You see me? Are they looking at me? Are they
They're
looking at me?
kind of looking, and they go, they say, Captain Blakely, how did you get down there so quickly?
I didn't say start asking stupid questions, did I? No, I did not. All right, now you let me pass. Open the bloody door, would you? I got prisoners coming through.
And they say, prisoners coming through, going out of the prison?
Did I say? Ask me anything. No, I did not. I said open the bloody door.
Well, no, sir. It's just that you just gave us explicit instructions to not let anything in or out of this gatehouse.
And I'm changing my instructions.
Roll deception.
Okay, good thing I get advantage.
Whom stupid is rolling? Ooh, yeah.
So they say, sir, it's not that we wish to disrespect your orders, but we were warned that these prisoners are fairly dangerous. So I'm sorry, but we will have to let your first order stand and guard the gatehouse.
Did you just say to me?
Yeah.
Are you disobeying me? I tell you, son, you come down here, disobey me to my face, and I will eat your face off.
And you just hear, what the hell is going on up here? And over the wall you see Blakely. And he looks right at you, Tough. And he just kind of like, what? Huh?
So, Hank,
Where's that man? He's an imposter.
And he goes, what in the hell's is going on here? You're not Blakely, I am.
Mason said he's an imposter already.
Hank,
And
wait,
go ahead and roll a new deception.
Hank,
Yes, Kiape.
I have been moving stealthily along the wall.
Yes, I noticed.
20
And I want to move and then attack to shove him off of the wall.
So you're stealthing along, and you can see that he's yelling at Tough in the yard.
Yeah.
So do you want to do that now, or do you want to see how this plays out?
I will see how this plays out.
All right. So Raynen, go ahead and do that deception, because you succeed.
He rolled a 27.
You succeed at the deception. What would you like to say?
What would you like to say?
27 out of 4 rolls.
He did just reconnect.
Oh, sorry. Turn my mic off.
What would you like to say?
I said, that man's an imposter. Remove him from my sight this very second.
And they say, sir, this is all very confusing. What should we do? What should we do with him?
Stop talking. Stop talking. Please. You've done enough already.
And this commotion has brought several more guards over here.
And take him to the guard immediately.
Oh, all of these guards are in one spot now?
Yeah.
On the same floor?
Yeah, and they're all kind of talking to each other, and Blakely's looking at him like, "You can't possibly believe this." And all the guards are like, "Well, it would explain why he's been acting a little bit off lately." And they say, the one down in the yard is being awfully rude. I think that must be the real Blakely. And they have fallen for it, hook, line, and sinker, and they say, no worries, sir. We'll figure out who this imposter is and what he's doing. Don't you worry about it. And you see one of them grab manacles and Blakely's just like, what is going on? And he tries to resist, but he's very overpowered. Blakely is chained by his own men and taken down the stairs into the guardhouse, leaving only a few guards to man the gatehouse. And they say, what are your orders, Blakely?
Take him to the prison. Or no, don't do that. That's a bad idea.
They already went to the prison with him.
They said that they were going to take him down into the guardhouse.
Can anybody see me?
They have not seen you, and currently...
No, like my party. Can they see me?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I assume we want to have them open the gate so we can get out of here.
Grumblejack
open the
leans
bloody
down
gate.
to you, Raynen, and he says, "What do we do now?"
Open the bloody gate.
Yes, sir. And you hear massive chains rolling out and the drawbridge lowered. You can see through the edge of the gatehouse, and you can see clearly now.
That's a good point. We don't have our stuff.
Oh, men.
Yes, sir.
Men, listen. Where did we put the prisoner's equipment? I seem to have forgotten.
Why are we going for the prisoner's equipment? Let's get better gear.
They say.
That's our equipment.
I whispered to my comrade, I have good shit, man. I'm not leaving it.
They say, sire, if you remember, the prisoner's equipment was all sent for destruction when they were taken in.
Oh, man. Gee.
No, it's gone.
So where's the mail room?
Well, not yet. Some of those things were pretty foul. I suspect that the college mages would like to study them a bit further before they destroy them. It would be a shame not to know what we're up against, you know?
Oh, my teeth.
Remind me again, where are the mages?
The college mages, sire?
Yes, those ones.
Are you feeling all right, sir?
What?
Have they noticed yet that his mouth isn't moving while he's talking?
Although I think Tuff's been flailing around, right?
Yeah, I've been.
You're kind of doing
flailing.
like. Kind of like that.
Tim, is it? Yeah, is that your name, Tim?
Marcus, sir.
Marcus.
Whatever.
Oh, that's
Listen,
that
Marcus,
was.
what did we talk about just 5 minutes ago about asking questions?
You're right,
What
sir.
did we agree on?
I apologize, sir. He
That's right.
informs you that
we are the college mages.
he informs you that the college mages that are in charge of destruction of magical and or cursed objects are at a much larger castle called Ballantine, and it's up by the it's by the Kingdom Wall, and it's like you would know where that is. It's kind of a giant castle out in the wilderness that is part of a Great Wall-esque barricade against all of the ruffians and all of the wild, monstrous races that live beyond the wall. It's
Like
to
winter.
keep the citizens safe, essentially.
Gotcha.
And so knowing that it's there, that's even more highly populated and even more high security than Skarbrand will ever be, because Skarbrand is just a tiny castle on an island. And Kiape, up on the wall, looking over the wall, you can see that everything down here is just sharp, jagged rocks.
Down where? Down over here.
Everything on the other side of the wall.
Ah, there it is.
So everything on the other side of the wall is sharp, jagged rocks with water very far down below it.
I am very happy Grumblejack and I rolled well.
Reroll. Right.
Yeah.
Mason, maybe it would pertain to you to ask if they still have some of the prisoner equipment.
Lorax, roll stealth. Are you there?
Or he can.
Yeah, he's there.
I'm working on it. I am stealthing.
He is doing the thing.
Stealth.
Let's
Alright.
see how that went.
So as you approach, you upset some gravel and it makes a small noise, not enough for the guards up on the wall to notice. But this dog here, his ears perk up and he looks over toward your general direction. And you can
I
tell
start
that he
talking.
hasn't seen you, but he's sniffing the air for you.
I start speaking to him and becoming his friend.
Okay, what do you say to him?
Well, hey there, pretty little doggy. Would you like to be free of this damn cage?
Roll a persuasion with advantage.
Persuasion or animal handling?
Either, whichever's higher.
That would be that one.
Bam! So he hears you whispering, and he kind of gives a little low growl, and the rest of the doggies kind of pad over toward your general direction. And you get the definite idea that they would love to be out of this cage. And they are watching very intently the people over here in the yard, as if they would love to go and tackle Blakely. Blakely, not Blakely. Speaking of Blakely, not Blakely, your combined efforts have gotten these guards to believe that you are the real Slim Shady.
Yes. Mason, perhaps it would pertain to you to ask where the rest of our equipment is in the castle stuff.
Do I feel like the dogs know he's not Blakely?
No, they think he is Blakely.
Oh,
He's
so
doing too good of a job.
They just said that our gear is gone, though, yeah?
They said most of our gear was gone.
They said that they informed you that the gear was all taken from you guys and shipped off to Ballantine for research and destruction because they didn't know what was cursed and magical and what wasn't. Because you guys are all high-profile criminals, and assumedly you all had magic items and things.
Whoops. I guess if we have nothing to gain here, we should just leave.
Yes.
I agree. So, the gate is open, yeah?
The gate is open.
Leave.
The dogs, if they would like to come with us.
Dogs out.
Uh, the dogs
Ooh.
give you the general impression that if you let them out, they're going to eat Blakely because they are sick and tired of him.
What if he convinces them that he's no longer Blakely?
They don't know what you mean by that.
All right. I begin strutting out.
Hey, Tough, how much health did you have left?
I have 4 health left.
So you're kind of limping a little bit.
Wait. Tough. Start motioning again. Start doing the crazy motions again. You there, Marcus. Okay. You. Got a health potion by chance?
Marcus says, "Well, only the standard issue, sir."
Well, toss me a couple of them.
He says,
Ow!
"Yes, all right, sir, all right." Roll a dexterity saving throw or acrobatics.
You get a draw of it.
Marcus and the person next to him just go, "Oh, yeah," and they're kind of startled. Roll another one. And they both toss their, they grab these potions off a bandolier that's their sword belt, and they grab these little vials of healing potion, and they chuck them down towards you. You catch one, and the other one kind of breaks into shards at your feet and drains into the grass.
I look up at him disapprovingly.
And he kind of goes,
We get a lesson for that boy.
And then what are these healing potions?
I will roll them if you drink them.
I'm going to drink them.
Okay. So you drink it. Raynen, before he drinks it, you can see that the vial is identical to the vial that is sewn as a patch on your scarf thing.
Oh, would you look at that?
Learn something new every day.
But he's not going to tell us about this.
Yeah.
Is any of us going to, bother to ask where he got a random dagger from? Or the lockpicking?
You gain 16 health, Tough.
Dope.
You should probably just tell them to go on break or something.
And Kiape, watching, you can tell that these two are completely invested in what's going on down
Then
there.
I would like to sneak down the stairs. I can't put my character under the stairs or else he disappears.
That's okay. So you would sneak. Oh.
Oh.
So you would sneak onto the roof. They would not notice you. You can tell that you are still 3 floors up.
Yeah.
So.
Would you care to jump, good sir?
So, would you like to jump or would you like to go down into... You can hear a lot of men yelling and laughing and shouting inside the guardhouse. Seems like things have really relaxed down there.
Perfect area for me to rage. I'm only hurt a little.
I could create a distraction for you if you need it, Sam.
So, Loraxus, the dogs don't quite understand what you mean by it's not Blakely.
I don't know if I want to convince them that it's not Blakely. They might lose their ever-loving...
They seem to really like you. They seem to really take to you.
Okay.
Well, I tell them that that's just my friend pretending to be Blakely.
And they say, why would he do that?
So that the guards don't shoot us.
And these dogs inform you that they hate the guards. And that the guards are always shooting things and kicking them and things like that.
Well, tell you what, I'll make you a deal. You don't bite my friend, and I'll set a bunch of bees on the guards.
And they look at you with big puppy eyes, and they can see you. And they say, you would do that?
Of course.
And
We're evil.
they say, can we go too?
Absolutely.
And they all kind of look at each other and sniff at each other, and then they just go, yap, yap. at you.
All right, where's this kennel door? I'm gonna let dogs out.
It's right there.
Okay.
And it's just on a latch, and you can let it go.
Sneak around and let the dogs out.
Hang.
Follow me, my friends.
Yes, Sam.
So we're
I'm going to attack and shove.
All right.
Well, I'm going to attack, and if it connects, I can shove as a bonus action.
Okay.
Because of horns.
All right. Don't even bother rolling it. You automatically hit and shove him off the wall. So you
Jump down on top of them. Use them as a cushion.
This is the moment when the action all sort of comes to a head. The dogs are let loose, and they start bounding out of their kennel, and they are just barking and howling, and they go up into the guardhouse doors, which are on your level, and they start to run around inside of here. You see the column of bees. You see the
Is
column.
it the same bees?
The column of bees was just floating around as an emerald cloud, and they go foomp into the guardhouse windows through the arrow slits. And there's just all kinds of mass pandemonium going on. This is the opportunity Kiape has been waiting for, and he rushes forward and hurls the guard off of the wall. He goes falling down, and you hear bones crack, and his back is clearly broken. On his way past, Grumblejack just steps on the guard's head and laughs and says, "Good, let's go!"
Grumblejack, catch the Minotaur.
The who? The what?
The bull man.
I say
He's
I'm
confused by
leaving.
that.
I'm leaving too.
I'm leaving.
I'm gonna yell for Grumblejack.
Okay.
Inta for not fucking around.
Grumblejack hears you.
Okay, I'm gonna tell him to come back out and catch me.
All right. He will roll that. He will roll a.
Deuces. And the other guy.
I'm just imagining the Leo and Satan thing where he is holding him and then he slides through his finger.
22. So you fall into Grumblejack's arms, and he kind of looks at you like, and you kind of start to hear the romantic music in your head a little bit. And then he just goes, "Huh," and he puts you down. And he says, "Come on, let's go." On your way out, everyone roll, except for Loraxus.
Oh, I want to grab the other sword from the dude.
You grab his sword. He has a long sword and a bow.
I will grab both things.
Okay. So you now have a bow with, I assume you grab the quiver as well.
Yes.
So you have a bow with 10 arrows. It's a short bow with 10 arrows. And you have a long sword.
What do you want us to roll?
Everybody roll a dexterity saving throw except for Loraxus, who is fine.
Wait, what? Saving throw?
Dexterity.
I think I get advantage on that because of Barbarian.
Oh.
I'm gonna check. Danger sense. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws against effects that you can see, such as traps and spells.
Yep, this would apply to that.
Alright.
22. Fuck with me.
Hey, both of my rolls are trash.
Alright, so you guys start bounding across. Tough, is that 14 yours?
Yeah.
Okay. So I need to roll. So this is for tough.
And I have popped out of illusion at this point. I am just fucking poking it.
Yes. Hang on. So, the guards see that your illusion has fallen, and in all of the pandemonium that's going on inside, Blakely convinces them that it's a trick and they're all idiots and they've been duped. And archers rush to the arrow slits here in the towers as you guys rush across the bridge. Raynen, like a champ, gets across the bridge, and as does the invisible Mr. Loraxus. Kiape has fallen into Grumblejack's arms, and Grumblejack doesn't even try to carry him. He sets him down. Kiape takes off at a run, as does Tough. When your disguise drops and they pick you out, they say, "That's him! That's the Face Eater!" And they shoot you. They shoot many arrows at you. Some of them go whizzing over your head because their aim is off, but one hits you right in your shoulder. You take 8 damage.
Oh my god.
Kiape, as you are running, you feel an arrow in your arm. You take 4 damage.
See, if I wasn't a monk, I would be dead right now.
Grumblejack takes up the rear of the line, and he acts as something of a meat shield to you guys. And you hear him scream, and you look, and his shoulders are just pincushions of arrows.
So do monks not have deflected?
He takes
missiles
18
anymore?
damage. But you guys make it across the bridge and say goodbye to Skarbrand Prison.
Hooray.
It doesn't take long for you to find the old moor road, and looking down across the empty moors, you hear the howling of wolves in the distance. You see shouting and bells ringing at the prison behind you. But with all of the pandemonium you caused at the gatehouse, no pursuers are currently leaving the little island. You see down across the empty moors this old, decrepit-looking manor house with a light on in the upper window.
I would like to rush towards it.
Well, there's only one person who knows anything about any of this, and he hasn't said anything to anybody else, so...
So, Raynen, that's your move.
This is true. True. I say... I explained to my party what happened, sort of.
With the lady.
I went to the interrogation room. I leave out the part about the napkin thing, the veil.
And the pants.
And
No, I put in the part about misreading the room.
Okay. So Grumblejack says, "So what we do?"
We go towards the house, obviously.
I have already booked it up there because that seems logical to me.
And Grumblejack is kind of pulling arrows out of his back as he walks.
I'm gonna help him pull arrows out of his back.
He appreciates that, and he says thank you.
I'm gonna hold on to some of the arrows.
Most of them break off. His skin is very tough, so for the arrows to be in there, some of them are breaking, but you do get 3 more arrows.
Since I like Grumblejack quite a bit, I am going to go ahead and cast Healing Word on him.
Okay. Do you do that obviously, or do you do that sort of secretly?
I do not make a big show of it.
Okay. So you cast it, and he sort of straightens up a little bit, and he feels a little bit better. All right. So you find the house on the old moor road, and as promised, the lantern burns brightly in the upper story. The place otherwise shows little sign of habitation. It's old, it's well appointed, but the house, imposing its will on this empty hill, is painted a dark green. It has barbed wrought iron fencing, but nothing about it seems inviting. Nothing about it says that this is a safe place for you to be. Still, this is the destination that was asked of you to find. So, you know that you have an appointment to keep, and that this nameless benefactor that attempted to help you engineer your escape from the dreaded Skarbrand Prison is waiting somewhere inside the house. And that is where we will stop today's adventuring.
Oh boy.
I want to thank the cast of characters here. I want to thank all you viewers for watching. This has been our first episode of Something Wicked.
What? We taped this?
Many more to come. If you enjoyed this, hit like, hit subscribe, leave comments, leave questions, leave fan mail for our beautiful adventurers here, and I will see you guys later.
Do we have to sign NDAs?
Bye.